Okay, I can do this. I can do this.
Viewers, he's gone.
No, not Leonardo Kuchrin. We all knew he was going to go. Don't worry about that. He went for £50 million to Borussia Dortmund. No, not Alfredo Morelos. He's gone to Bournemouth for £22 million. He never had much of an impact in this save anyway. And no, not even Calvin Phillips, who has gone to Valencia for £10 million. You know who I'm talking about. This hurts. Durame is gone. That's right. There'll be no more Durame. He's gone. 25 years old. I bought him for a modest £2.5 million, was it? £3.9 million back in the day. He had some sensational seasons with us, but last year was his poorest year by far. And I sold him to West Ham for a whopping £30 million. So we made a huge profit on him. But it's the legacy he leaves that really means the most. 62 goals in 195 appearances for Leeds United. I needed the money. We needed a change. But I think we should all take a minute to appreciate the majesty of this wonderful footballer. God, I'm actually genuinely a bit emotional after that. He's the first player I've really fallen in love with, apart from Fabio Silva on FM this year. So, yeah. Moving on from that then, let's see what else we've done in the summer. Because as you can tell, I've pretty much sold my entire forward line. But there have been 6 ins, and we'll start with Clement Longley. Yeah, not too bad actually. 32 years old, French international. Obviously played a lot for Barcelona and then moved to Shakhtar in this save for a year. Out on loan. I got him for a free. That's the best thing about him. Yes, he's 32 years old. But he's free, and he's going to provide lots of experience. We're in the Europa League this year, so I can see him playing a lot of games in that. And also just helping out with the back too. And maybe occasionally we need to switch to a back 3. He's the man that I need. He's never played anything less than a 7 during his career. And I'm hoping that he's not going to start doing that now. I think he could be a pretty decent signing, especially on a free. Next up is a loanee called Ronnie Cook, who I've bought in on loan from Liverpool. 20 years old, can play anywhere in the centre of the park and just looks very, very solid. His mentals are very good for a guy of that age. Physicals are very decent. And technicals are good too, especially from the defensive point of view. 16 tackling stands out, as does technique and first touch. So he can win the ball back and then pass it on. He can play mainly as an anchor man, so when Declan Rice is injured or not fit or not playing in the Europa League, then Ronnie Cook will step in. And another loan that I bought in is Daniel Lehmann. Now, the only reason I bought him in is because he's absolutely rapid off the block. So when we're going to be playing a bit more counter-attacking this year away from home, he is the man that I want on the end of those long balls in behind the defence. Mentally pretty decent. Technically could do with a fair bit of work. A lot of it's quite good. Dribbling, passing, technique are all good. First touch isn't too bad at 12, but finishing at 9 is not great. It's not great. Don't worry, there's a long-term plan. I had a budget of £100 million and I spent 19 million of that on Greg Taylor. Well known to many Scottish fans, he started off at Kilmarnock in this game, but I bought him in from Celtic for £19 million as a backup to Dieters and as someone that can bring a little bit of consistency maybe to the team and also a little bit of determination, leadership and just general experience at the back. Looks pretty decent, 29 years old. He's not getting any younger, he's not really going to get any better than this, but he's a pretty decent stand-in. Someone who is a little bit more exciting is Miguel Azevedo, who I bought in from Atletico Madrid for £48.5 million. He's mainly a right back, which means that Tyler Collins has got A bit of competition, and B, I can also move him into a central defensive role when I am going to be playing free at the back, which will occasionally happen this year. I've been trying to mix around the formations a bit, and I've needed players that are kind of dedicated and players that can play different positions, and this guy ticks the boxes for being the dedicated class right back that I need. Mentally, he's absolutely outstanding, physically decent, and also technically got some very good attributes, mainly the heading of 18 on a right back, very good indeed. But the big money was spent on an old friend. Joshua Xerxe is back in a Leeds United shirt. You'll remember that we bought him originally from £20 million to Bayern Munich. Borussia Dortmund bought him off us for £75 million. Then he got sold to PSG for £77 million. And I bought him for £85 million as he begins to enter his prime years. He is the only player I know that can replace Kuchrin as a tried and trusted goal scorer. He's been there, he's done it for me before, and he's only got better since the last time that we saw him. He might not be the finished article just yet, but he is pretty much as close as you're going to get. 84 goals and 192 club appearances is not bad, especially when you consider 49 of those were in 86 games that he played for us. He has a bit of a heritage of playing for Leeds. I'm hoping that he can carry that on and pick up from where he left off. But you can't exactly say that's been the case so far, really. We've had a pretty easy start to the season. We had a home game against Norwich, which, as we all know, I don't do particularly well in. Got 2-0 against Norwich and against Spurs. The Spurs away one was good, but then getting beaten by Burnley 2-1 away from home at Turf Moor was not good. But do you want to see what really got me and what really pissed me off? There are no words. 38 shots to 9, 16 on target. Horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. I can't believe that we didn't win the game. I honestly couldn't believe it. And that's been a theme so far of our start to the season. But then we did bounce back after a little change of tack. I went and took on Man City at their own game, played attacking, and we got the win. We were very, very impressive. And I think I've stumbled upon a pretty decent lineup and a decent formation that's going to suit us quite well going forward. And we'll find out today because we're playing Aston Villa away from home in the 5th game of the season. And that will be the only game for today because obviously I've run through the transfers. But don't worry, there are going to be episodes this weekend, so we'll probably catch up on games against Arsenal, etc., as we go through. But for today, let's focus on the Premier League and trying to get ourselves back into a Champions League qualification fight. We're still a bit of a way off, I think, in terms of winning the league, but that's not the aim this year. The aim was to consolidate and try and get back into that top 4. And at the moment, yeah, we're a bit far off, but it's early days and teams are becoming a little bit inconsistent already. As you can tell, Liverpool, who started off with 3 wins in a row, have drawn 2 and lost 1, lost none. City obviously lost to us, so we've got the ability. It's just a case of finding the consistency. And one of the main problems I got today is that Joshua Xerxe is injured and he's going to be out for around about 2 weeks, which is not ideal. And that means that a guy who I bought last year is going to be starting up front, Facundo Fleitas. Now, we know that I bought in Lehmann on loan, but there's something different about Fleitas to Lehmann. It's usually this, 20 finishing. He should, theoretically, punish anything in the box. Anything that falls to Facundo Fleitas, he should score. And should. So the lineup for today then is Wince in goal, Dieter, Pavlovic, Pettersson, Thiago and Collins as the back four. So nothing's changed from last year. Rice and Cameron Adams are our midfield, mainly because Cameron Adams is the only player I know that can really suit that box-to-box midfield role, and that's the kind of role that I think we need in the team. When I had the Mazzala, we've been a little bit too open, especially down the wings. The Mazzala doesn't track, so I think that's where we've had a little bit of an issue. Eliseo is coming in on the left-hand side. Obviously, I bought him earlier on in the save, and he's become absolutely brilliant for me. I mean, look at these attributes. He looks absolutely great. He's still only 20 years old, and he's getting much better as we go. Bought for £14.5 million a few years ago. Very, very impressed with him, although he's only got 1 goal and 44 appearances, so that needs to change. Next to him, we've got Gilbert, who got himself off the mark as well. He's another player that's returned from loan, and he got even better while he was away at Porto last year. Got 7 goals in 11 games. Very, very solid indeed, and a player I'm probably looking to build the team around this year. Then on the right, you got Corneo, and like I said, Fleitas is leading the line up front. Villa have got a pretty decent team, although there's a lot of players in there that I actually recognise. Evander's still there, who we all know. Hansen we know. Troy Parrott we know. Panzo, Frimpong, Xerxe, he's a nightmare. And they got a player called Rincon, who I was really tempted to get, but he didn't really fit into my midfield plans. I got enough really world-class midfielders as it is, so I didn't really need to add him to the ranks, but knowing that, he'll probably punish me today. And for those that are wondering, what's this new formation then, Mike? It's not a new formation, it's a new tactic. I've gone very, very attacking now. We press really, really high. I'll show you now. We press really, really high. We work the ball into the box to make better chances. We get the ball nice and wide. We play a bit more direct with a higher tempo, run at defence and be more expressive. And then we counter-press and counter quite a lot on teams, so we try and win the ball back early, get it high at the pitch, and then spring the attacks from there. And out of possession, we've got a much higher defensive line. I'm actually playing an offside trap, and so far, it seems to have worked. Well, the opening 20 minutes haven't been much to get excited by, I'm not going to lie. We've not really done anything. There's been no highlights of any variety for either team, so I'm a little bit disappointed because I thought we'd probably do a little bit better. But the first highlight sees us with the ball at the back in our own half with a throw-in, and Rice on the ball now. I've got to move my mouse out of the way. Very unprofessional of me. Thiago, that's a decent ball to Corneo. Corneo now darts inside. Corneo tees it in, and Fleetas has scored. It's his first goal for Leeds United. I said, give him a chance. 9 times out of 10, he's going to score. It's his first goal and his first appearance for the club. What a way to make your debut, son. At least your first starting debut, anyway. And that's exactly what we've needed. Brilliant from Branko Corneo. Stands his man up, dinks it onto his left foot, whips it in. Fleetas is there, arcs his back, gets his head on it. Brilliant finish, 1-0. There's one more highlight here before half time. What has been a really quiet first half, to be fair. We've just got to make sure that we stay rock solid and don't concede a stupid goal. But I can tell they've got the overlap here as Mudryk runs forward into Panzo. We know he can put a good ball in. He's given me a few issues before. He's danced around Petson Thiago there. They whip it in. Hansen, great block, and Collins clears it. That was a superb block there, I think, from Pavlovic. We needed that. It's still not over yet as Hansen picks the ball up back to Frimpong. Frimpong darts inside. Dieters, decent save from Winst, but probably should have held that considering he just basically passed it to him. Well, it's 1-0 at the break and we're doing just about enough. We've been very, very clinical in terms of when we've gone forward. We've made sure that we hit the shots on target, which is something that we're not usually quite good at. So progress has definitely been made here, and I'm happy as the first half goes with the way that we've been playing. I just need a second, I think, we'll tie this up, and we might get it here as Corneo whips the ball in. Petson Thiago gets his first goal of the season. It's 2-0. We are now cooking with gas. It's time to get excited. But not too excited because we'll probably still lose some stupid games. Not been brilliant from a second half. We're kind of just about doing enough. We got our goal, and then the set piece has kind of really just cemented our place as top dog in this game. But Hansen's gone through on goal. He's the one player that Villa have had that's given me a few issues. Other than him, not a lot to get worried about, and that shot wasn't anything to worry about either. Adili over a set piece whips it in. Pavlovic is there. Pavlovic tees it. Gilbert, he's scored again. It's his second goal of the season. We're just breaking teams down from set pieces at the moment. We're just a bit hungrier, a bit quicker, and a bit sharper to all the opportunities. And this is a very, very good win. And suddenly, from being kind of mid-table, we're up into 8th, and we're looking pretty good going forward. Although we need to worry about Arsenal, who will be playing next in the league, I think, because they've won all 5 of their 5 games, scoring 19 goals and conceding 1. So, plenty to worry about. One more highlight to the end of the game is Frimpong dances through on the right hand side, but Pavlovic picks it up nicely, and now we're just hitting them on the counter as Gilbert gets on the ball. He continues to run. Gilbert just skins his man. Gilbert's gone round him. Gilbert, it's a brilliant finish, but Fleetas is there again. Oh, he's a poacher, and I like it. Fleetas and Gilbert, there's a nice partnership developing there. That's his second goal of the season in his first start for the club. Maybe one to watch out for is Facundo Fleetas. I love his into-out movement here. He starts out on the left wing, Fleetas, senses where the ball might drop, and he's there just to tap it away. The 20 finishing makes life so much easier. Never in doubt that was going in. 4-0 Leeds United. What a statement that is. I'm feeling a bit more like it now. I'm feeling quietly quite content and quite excited. It means that we've only conceded 2 goals so far this season. So that's the breakdown then of what's happened so far in our lead save to the start of this year. In terms of the Europa League, I'll quickly show you for the group. It's quite difficult actually. We've got Angers, Copenhagen, who we always seem to get, and Bilbao as well. So not the easiest group in the world, but I do still fancy us to get through it. Obviously, it's just going to be a little bit harder than I was hoping it would be. Hopefully we'll actually win it this year. That might be our way into the Champions League. I'm not 100% sure. I'd obviously rather get there through the league by winning it, really, which would be amazing. Where we're going to come back next time, I'll tell you what, actually, should we have the game against Copenhagen and the game against Arsenal? So I won't actually go that far. So tomorrow's episode at the weekend will be Copenhagen and Arsenal, and I hope that you will be there to sit down and watch it and enjoy. Let me know what you think of my transfers down in the comment section below, and while you're down there, drop a like on the video, share and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. Until I see you in the next episode tomorrow, take care of yourselves, everyone, and stay cool.